This summer, a number of provinces in China have welcomed a special group of young visitors from the United States. They enjoyed robot dance shows and viewed precious relics witnessing World War II. They also played table tennis with Chinese students and became good friends. These energetic young participants are student representatives from the Flying Tigers Friendship Schools. This year marks the 85th anniversary of the Flying Tigers, officially known as the American Volunteer Group of the Chinese Air Force. Back then, Flying Tigers pilots traveled thousands of miles to China. During the war, they destroyed more than 2,900 enemy aircraft, sank or wrecked 44 Japanese naval vessels, along with merchant shipping totaling 2.23 million tons, and brought down over 60,000 Japanese troops. When Flying Tigers pilots were forced to parachute amid emergencies, Chinese people risked their lives to rescue them time and again. In 1944, a US B-29 bomber crashed in East China's Jiangsu province. 5 pilots parachuted to the ground. Local villagers and troops rushed 30 kilometers to reach the crash site. They stood guard through rain and fended off repeated assaults by Japanese troops and their puppet forces. At the cost of more than 100 casualties, they safely evacuated the downed airman. In another battle, a rescued Flying Tigers airman was sheltered by villagers. To mislead nearby Japanese forces, a villager slipped on the pilot's boots and walked across farmland, leaving a trail of footprints leading away from the village. The ruse drew the enemy off and kept the airman safe. Throughout the War of Resistance, more than 2,000 American Flying Tigers personnel lost their lives in combat. Over 200 pilots were rescued, and thousands of Chinese civilians sacrificed their lives while saving downed U.S. airmen. After victory in the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, the China-U.S. friendship born from the Flying Tigers lived on. Anna Chen Chenault, wife of General Chenault, launched a charity initiative to support schools in poor regions of Western China. Ellen McInnes, daughter-in-law of U.S. Flying Tigers Lieutenant Donald McInnes, set up the Friends of Kuliang. Working alongside Chinese partners, she leads efforts to salvage and documents the history of early exchanges between China and the West in Kuliang. Historian Jeffrey Green founded the Sino-American Aviation Heritage Foundation. He has brought over 500 Flying Tigers veterans and their families to revisit China. In 2022, he launched the Flying Tigers Friendship Schools and Youth Leadership Program.
Bringing our students here, letting them meet Chinese students, letting them talk to Chinese historians, let them talk to the bus drivers, let them talk to the people who are serving them food. It's people to people. And because there's a responsibility here. The people of China and the people of the United States, we have a responsibility to cooperate with each other, but we have a responsibility to mankind.
85 years ago, the Flying Tigers and Chinese people stood shoulder to shoulder to secure a shared victory. In the decades since, countless ordinary citizens have carried this legacy forward, deepening mutual understanding and sustaining the friendship between the two nations. Their ongoing efforts, together with the heroic wartime stories, form the full fabric of the Flying Tiger spirit. At a time when the world faces mounting complex challenges, this treasured friendship and shared trans-Pacific history offer valuable inspiration. It reminds these two great nations to walk hand in hand to advance peace and progress for all of humanity. I'm Suma Long in Beijing. Thank you for watching.